I see. Hopefully, this doesn't result in a long battle.
Alright, so far just analyzing both of the gameplays right now. Looks like Orrin is going to elect to have mostly the smaller stack being on the safe side and going to be able to clear the garbage appropriately when it comes on a screen. So not too much immediate danger, though that might hurt his chain production just a little bit. Kozmitzu, on the other hand, plays with this medium stack. It's looking for the most part, just struggling to find these chains right now. Mostly opting for those smaller combos and chains at the beginning here. Several 2s and 4 and 5 combos that I've seen. But Orrin's very easily able to clear away that pressure most of the time.
And Orrin able to get a good shot clear. Like I was mentioning about those shock panels, he's able to get that 4 combo, which helps him out a lot, puts a lot of pressure. And Kaz running out of health and barely gets it in time. Kaz is now sitting on a high stack. Hopefully he can clear some of that off and get some pressure put back on water. Or wow, what did I say? Water?
So now Scott with a lot more panels than he's used to having to deal with, and it looks like he was just
top him out.
Yeah, he was debating on what clear he was going to go for. As you saw his cursor kind of scanning up and down, but you got to be decisive in the actions that you're going to make, or else that can end up just catching you off guard, being topped off, and end up losing the round there. So we got Kaz taking this first round here.
Yeah, indecision can definitely result in situations like that. Got to have a clear mind and just know what you want to do ASAP. Otherwise, that can happen where you're just trying to figure out what you want to do, and well, your health bar just starts ticking down at that point. Lots of 4 combos sent at Kaz. Nice little 4 chain from Orrin. Put some pressure on Kaz.
Yeah, Scott's still sticking to the strategy with this lower stack. It looks like he can do pretty well with clearing the panels, though, as he's been able to just maintain this smaller stack. I'd like to see a little bit of aggro from him, maybe raise it up a little bit more, though we saw just the immense amount of panels end up being his death in that first game because he wasn't able to find a clear. But as long as you're confident and you navigate through the panels pretty well, which he's doing for the most part here, I would definitely recommend trying to just raise the stack a little bit more here and there to give yourself a little bit more vision to make larger chains.
That, and to also possibly give yourself more options. I will say that he seemed to kind of listen to you, because he did kind of raise the stack a little, but yeah, see, otherwise you can end up in situations like that where you have no clear, but it looks like it worked out for him because he won the match.
Yeah, he had an intense amount of pressure on Kaz there. At the end, we saw the 2 shock blocks in between a lot of combos and stuff too. And even before Kaz was able to get to clearing it there, he unfortunately did not react fast enough to continue. But yeah, Scott playing pretty well, ties it up 1-1. He kind of had the advantageous state most of the time for that game 1 too. It was just like Kozmitzu had a really good like chain there at the end of the first game and was able to steal it. But now Scott applying the pressure really early here. Kozmitsu's got to be careful. Finds that combo with 12 health left, and it's gonna barely survive.
He was definitely very close, but he's still got to be careful because his stack is really high. He's down to 35-1.
Yeah, Scott picking it up severely right now, is finding the pressure and sending really nice sized chains and combos. And it looks like the wave of momentum has changed for sure here. Scott playing very well, being up 2-1 now.
I will say that what I think is helping him out is he's playing a little more aggressive and not passive. He's able to get that pressure that he needs.
Oh yeah, since Scott's asking this question in chat, it was a little bit elaborated on, but I guess we'll talk about it a little bit more. So you see, 3 important things to determine how long you live in this game are the 3 at the bottom there. We have health, shake, and stop time. Pre-stop's pretty important too, but it just kind of tells you when your blocks are going to be done clearing. But health is basically this value you have the whole time, and when you don't have any clears or anything going on and you're topped off, once that ticks down, you immediately lose the match. And that can be delayed a little bit by the other 2 factors you see at the bottom, the stop time and the shake time. The stop time is calculated by you making chains or combos, so the bigger one or the other is, it gives you that little bit of allowance to continue to live. Whereas shake time is calculated from the big garbage blocks that fall on your screen. So while you're down stacking, if you have like one massive garbage block being there, you get a lot of shake time, and it gives you a little bit more time to be able to survive. So basically,
and that's often... My apologies, sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, you're fine. Health is like your main thing. Once your health runs out, you're done, and shake and stop are just kind of like that bonus to help you live a little bit longer.
And that's one thing I'd like to mention about the shake time, is that whenever you send a really large block, the shake time is based on whatever's at the top of your screen. So if you send a really large garbage block and then have like a really small one fall on top of it, the shake time will actually be less because of the top garbage block, which doesn't cause as much shake because it's not as huge. So if you can mix up your combos into your big chains, you can easily cause less shake time, which can result in your opponent having less time to survive and react to an oncoming big chain, like a ×7 or something similar. So, for example, let's say my opponent throws a ×7. When that falls onto the screen, your opponent will easily get a lot of shake time from that. But as soon as you throw a 4 combo with it, once that 4 combo falls, it will not have as much shake time, and it essentially adds on a lot of pressure to your opponent.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the level 10 killer strategies there, because a lot of people, since you only have 1 health on level 10 to begin with, a lot of people will use the advantage of shake time and stop time. But on the other side of things, people will get you with what Gamer was talking there. Throw those little combos at the top of a large chain block. Because while someone thinks, they're down stacking, they may be safe right now. And then all of a sudden that little combo garbage block pops up and you're immediately out of time.
And I will honestly admit, I've used that a couple times to be able to finish off level 10 players. But that being said, whenever I play on level 10, it has definitely been done to me. And it kind of almost feels like you get robbed in a sense. Like, could you know if the screen shake would always occur consistently? You know, it would. You could definitely be able to survive it, but as we've mentioned, the smaller blocks do not have as much shake time, which definitely plays a factor. It can really catch people off guard.
Anyways, back to the action here. Kozmitzu was in a little bit of a tough situation. There was a 5 combo that he did like about 20 seconds ago that like got rid of a whole bunch of his panels he could use, but he remained calm and was able to eventually find the clear to give him. He's got like so many rows of panels now to fire back with on against Scott. But we're almost to the 5-minute mark of this match, so these screens are going to be going a lot faster right now.
Yes, as the game goes on, hopefully the speed will go up, and it will definitely play a factor. And looks like Koz is almost topped off, and that's going to do it.
Yeah, it's just that time getting to you at the end, but I would say still throughout the duration of that match, it looked like Scott had most of the pressure on Kozmitzu anyways. So now Scott finds him at a game point now. Only one away from going to 2-0.
I will say, though, if Koz was able to somehow find a way to survive that in that last round, he could have easily probably made a huge counterattack. Really unfortunately that he wasn't able to survive. And Orrin getting a really good start. And that's gonna decide it.
Yeah, and that's really all it takes. At this level of play, a lot of gold and lower players, I will say, struggle with just sending a bunch of pressure in the first place. But as soon as someone's able to get something really, really big started at the beginning, it puts you in a huge advantage because it's a lot of times just scrambling, trying to live longer and longer. But yeah, working on your pressure is a big tool to your gameplay. And that's the name of the game, whether it's Panel Attack, Puzzle League, Tetris Attack, any of the games in the series. Keep your opponent topped off. That is your #1 priority.
And it definitely plays a factor because once your opponent is not topped off, they get so much room to counterattack you, and it can really make a difference between victory and defeat.